In this video, we're going to make 10 different sounds from just one patch on the Syntakt. We're going to make everything from a lead to several basses. Right at the end, we're going to make a kick, just to show you how one patch can be so versatile. Well, please like the video and let's just get on with it. This is a bass sound we're going to create, but then we're going to create a lot of other sounds from this bass sound. In less than 10 minutes, we're going to create 10 new sounds. But first of all, I'm going to do the usual and initialize and just reset it back to normal settings, just so you know there's nothing that you won't miss or not see. Just going to create a brand new sound on here. I'm going to be using track number 5 and SY tone. Now SY tone is a very flexible bass sound, but I say I make different sounds from it, like drums, leads, basses, etc., all in less than 10 minutes. But first of all, we're just going to put some trigs on there. You can just see those, write them down or copy them. There's only a few there. I do vary them later on, but it's just to show you on SY tone on trig number 5, we've got a basic rhythm going there. What I'll do next is I'll go straight into the LFO and I'll go for SY tune, which is just the next one down. And I'm going to make some pretty crazy sounds for a few minutes here, but you'll just see how it drops into that demonstration sound. Just follow the settings there. That's about 60, 60.5 or something, you know, for the depth. And then we're going to change the speed down. And then what the big change here is actually on the BPM. That's the next box along. The next box along. I'll just change the mode to 1, so it just starts again all over again. The BPM goes to 2K. This is where the sound changes. And that's your bass sound just beginning to get there. It's not quite there yet. So around about 65, and let's just change that to a square. So you've now got the start of the bass sound, and I'm going to tweak that back in the synth of SY tone. So you can hear the beats there, but we're going to tweak it a bit more. So let's just go into delay and reverb there. You can hear the sound is almost there. This is only the first sound. There's quite a few more new sounds to come. I put a drum on there just to put it in context, just so you can see, how powerful that sound is. I'm just going to check a couple of settings and then I'm going to get straight back on with it. Right, there we go. So here we have. I'm going to go straight back into the synth there, and sorry, we need to go into trig number 5 there. Sorry, go back into number 5 there. You can change the drum as well if you want, but there's no need to really. It's maybe a slight change there. Right, back into track number 5. And we're going to just put the decay down a bit. You can actually hear the sound is there now. But I just like to make a few final changes. And then we're going to make some more sounds just by adjusting the feedback. Now that is a slight change in sound there. And you've got a new sound there. So I'd say that's sound number 2 or number 3. Checking the feedback to 0 really clarifies the sound. Put some more overdrive on, and you're giving the sound more volume, more harmonics. Got the modulation down there, and you've almost got a deeper bass kicking in there. So that's like sound number 4. Right, let's just start to change the filter, because the filter just takes some of the high ends out, open up the envelope, and then just drop the decay down a bit. Right, we're going to just make a few more sounds now. Let's just crack on there, put some more punch on there. And you can hear more sounds developing now. I love my delay, don't I? So that's like sound number 5, but there's a lot more sounds to come. That's just that, because you see you're going to have a drum right at the end. So if you hang about right to the end, there will be a drum there. That's more of what I call a kick click. And just listen to the sound developing. Now when you start to change the tune, you really get a massive change in sound. Now I would say that sound was more trance or maybe hard techno. So that's sound number 5. And now at this point I've just changed the trigs. But just change them as you want there. Putting more trigs and gives it more momentum. And then just drop the tune down a bit and you've got a deeper bass. Now that is what I call a bass. That's sound number 7, it's number 6. So there's so many more sounds to come just yet. We're not just there yet at all. I just wanted to demonstrate to you how just one, creating one patch, you can almost create a complete tune. Now what I'll just put a symbol on here, just to give some more context. Now in sound number 5, what you need to do then is go in and just make some more changes. Now if you start to change the modulation, your sound changes again to a brand new sound. Now that is a completely different kick and a harmonic, but it starts all from the original sound we created about 3-4 minutes ago. That's a sound I'm more associated with industrial dance. Take the decay down, take the modulation down as well. That just makes the sound a bit cleaner. That I'd say would be almost like a light drum. So sound number 8. But we're going to do a few more yet. We haven't finished yet. We've got quite a lot more sounds to make. Right at the end I have what I call a nice drum. But the simple and more little tweaks you make to your sound completely develops and changes. Now I've gone back into LFO here now. And you've almost got a drum there. So once you have the bass sound right at the beginning, I'd say save it and then start to make a change and then start to save different sounds. Now when you change the mode really does change how it works, so make sure you've always got on that mode of just one repeat. Now dropping the punch off there, change the new bass. That's what I think out of the 10 sounds we've made here, you've actually got 4 basses, but there is a drum right at the end. And that's an even deeper bass. Now changing the feedback just almost makes it a click, which isn't too bad. I mean, you can use clicks in sounds. And that's just increased the overdrive a bit more, open up the decay, put the punch back on, and you have another sound. Change the trigs as well, because the trigs gives it momentum. It's just trying to give you some ideas to help you develop more sound design, because with sound design, you'd be amazing how a small tweak and small change can make a different sound. You don't have to understand the deep theory of envelopes and sound. Just listen with your ears and you can hear all different sounds coming in there. Now what I've done here, I'm just changing the envelope slightly just to develop a couple more sounds here. The exponential is quite interesting because it drops the sound down there. That you could say was a drum as well. It's just different ideas, maybe an intro of a song before you've got drums and cymbals on and hi-hats and a synth. Now this one here, what we're going to do here is just change the synth slightly. I think you find when you adjust the feedback it gives you more bass. So keep changing those sounds, keep changing the the synth and also the LFO as well. Now that is what I call a accelerated bass or a fast bass. And that's like sound number 11 I think at this stage, or maybe at least 10. So now I've changed the trigs there. It's from the drum I say, or repeating bass. Well, please can you like the video? There's probably one more sound to come right at the end, but thank you and please subscribe.